Alright, hello and welcome to my first video ever. Well, first VR chat video. Alright, so in today's video we're going to be going over the Day 1 outlook for August 26th, 2024. For this outlook we have a pretty large area of enhanced risk. This is mainly going to be a wind-driven enhanced risk, as we can see here. This is going to be mainly wind-driven enhanced risk, as we can see here, with the large area of hatched 30% and a little more than 30%, extended a little past 30% here into South Dakota. And with this is going to be mainly caused by a very large line of storms, as we'll see later. Along with the wind, these main risks are also going to be hail. Hail also has a relatively large area of 30% and a smaller area relative to the wind with hatched, but still a relatively wide area. And we're expecting large damaging hail and strong damaging straight line damaging winds. I said damaging twice. Alright, so with that, we'll also get into the tornado risk with these storms. And the tornado risk here we're going to see is a lot smaller than the wind and hail risk because, again, tornadoes prefer a lot more isolated storms rather than the large quasi-linear convective systems and mesoscale convective systems. The reason that this is more 5% here is because this is where a storm initiation is really said to start. And usually, a lot of times, it will start off as more secluded storms, which is why it is put off right in the initiation area. Then for the rest of the risk area, like around here, around this 5%, is going to be mainly for brief spin-up tornadoes that happen in the high shear environment of a quasi-linear convective or mesoscale convective system. Alright, now with that out of the way, we can go ahead and look at the weather models. This is the NAM 3 kilometer here, as you can see. Beautiful, big. Let me fix your view here. A little better. There we go. Alright, so as we can see here, like I was saying, a lot more isolated storms firing off into South Dakota here, in that general area. And as we move on, you can see it, again, more isolated, but then grouping together into a lot larger line of storms, as you can see. Starting to go around here around Tuesday at 8:08 Z, which is, I believe, 2 something. Pardon, I'm not that great at Z time. As you see, we can continue going along here, and you can see this very large line of storms here. And a very good indicator that we see right here, that is demonstrated right here for strong winds, is this kind of bowing shape in the storm here. You see how it kind of looks like a hunter's bow? That is indicative of very strong winds, as it is pretty much just shoving the storm forward. And it's kind of like when you're shoveling snow. So when you shovel and then the snow gets all piled up in the middle and it gets full, it'll tend to kind of trail off to the sides. That's kind of what's happening here. That's kind of what makes that bowing shape. And as you can see, as we continue on through the hours, if it will work, thank you, it continues on and forward. Now, this is the NAM 3 kilometer model, so it is kind of showing, it does prefer a lot more linear modes, and it does kind of show more worst case scenario, but it's still a relatively good model to use here. So with that, I think I will end up just kind of leaving us off with the forecast loop from the NAM 3 kilometer. See, that looks a-okay. And there we go. And that's really all I wanted to talk about today, Again, to summarize, the main risks will be, again, strong, straight line damaging winds and very large hail. With that said, please make sure you have a way to get warnings, and when you do get warnings, respect the polygon and take shelter as needed. With that, thank you for watching today, and I will see you guys later.